All right, so I'm gonna be going live today with Adam Guerra and Tayde Garcia. So we're gonna do some stuff here, talk about her fight, and catch up with him. Did it work? Adam, let me know if the invite worked. Okay, one moment. I gotta wait for this one to clear before I can bring you in. Okay. No, I'm not doing any of that right now. Okay. How's it? What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
No
I'm gonna put this right here.
No, I'm not doing. How's it? Are you gonna sit down, both of you?
Wait, give me 1 second. She's gonna sit too, though.
Oh, okay. What's up, man? I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Can you hear me?
How do I pronounce your name?
My name is pronounced Tayde.
Tayde. Okay. We're gonna sit down, both of you.
Give me 1 second. She's gonna sit too, though.
Okay. What's up, man? So how did your fight go?
It went pretty fast. It was like it started and then it finished.
Now let me ask you this: like, when did you find Adam's gym?
I found it when I was 12.
Oh, so you've been training there a while then.
Yes.
Okay. Now, did your parents bring you there or what?
My mom found it on like the city page, and so we joined, and I just like it was just kind of something to do for the summer. And then I sat in and I watched one of the jiu-jitsu classes, and I was like, I want to do that. So after that, the next 4 weeks, I did my first tournament.
And so, like, how many people were kind of around them when you first started? Was it a lot or a few? Or
But they had a lot of people when I first started. There's still a lot of people now.
right? But I mean, people come and go. I know Adam's been doing this stuff a long time. So
A lot of new faces. A lot of new faces.
now, when did you start preparing for the fight though? Because that was like your first. Was it your first amateur fight?
That was my first amateur fight.
When did you decide to start preparing for that?
A 15-week camp. So it was a 15-week camp to get started ready for this fight.
Is that something he had suggested that for you to take 15 weeks or?
Todd.
Yes.
Not this girl that's trying to be a guy. I think she's gonna change her mind about being a guy.
Yeah.
Because a man isn't gonna tap like that, right?
I don't know. You see a lot of them do it. So
After 26 seconds,
yeah.
I'm gonna send her to go fight the Great Bulu next.
Yeah. That's probably would work. Now, Adam, I was asking her, like, when she found you, she said she was 12 years old, actually.
Yeah, she's one of my kids that's grown up in the gym, and I saw the potential in her when she was young, and she went away for a little bit, but she came back and found her drive and passion. She's during a duration of a camp, a real camp, playing outside of the gym too. She's held up pretty well, and it showed in her fight.
Now, are you doing stuff other than training for fights? I mean, do you have other hobbies? Is that what he meant by playing outside the gym?
No, I took a break because of my mental health.
Oh, okay. You were kind of tired of it, or you need to step away from it.
I became mentally ill.
Oh, really?
Like I was in a very bad state of just well-being, so I had to get myself together.
Yeah, I used to work with some kids like that, so I know how that is. I worked at a kind of like a shelter for kids like that. It was wild, man. You know,
MMA is really
like
helpful.
like kids like trying to kill you every day and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it was pretty wild stuff there, though. But I mean, it was a good experience in some ways. I think because you learn more about people like that, but also you make some connections with people um, differently, maybe because they need you. They need you more, I guess, than just like a regular person. Yeah.
MMA is like a good mental escape. It's something good that's good for mental health. The training is.
Yeah, perhaps. I guess it depends on who you're around too, probably. But
Somebody like her, she needed it. She turned that
mhm.
positive with it.
So was it that when you kind of finished whatever you were doing, you kind of came back to the gym after that? Is that what it was?
It was like kind of like a miraculous thing because if you would have asked me this 2 years ago, I would have told you that I could have never seen myself doing this again. Because when I turned my back, I basically ran away from the sport that I loved. And
Hmm.
got a phone call, and it just came all back to me. And
Were you being kind of like self-destructive?
I was very self-destructive. I'm very self-destructive.
Maybe like a phase, somewhat, or
Something like
goes. Yeah. But do you think this time you would probably stick with it? You think?
I'm definitely sticking with it. Now I have more of that support system that I need. And I'm seeing more support system, basically.
Hmm. Now, Adam, she said you did 15 weeks. What did you settle on that time amount for?
Well, because whenever you take a layoff like she had, you got to play catch up on some things, and you got to also make sure that the mind's mentally right to step in there because you got somebody across you trying to take your head off or believing they're going to do that. And I told her, if, stay in the gym, that's one thing, but training, doing the things that we do outdoors in our camps and stuff like that, we go to different areas. Like one of my close friends, his ranch, he's got 500 acres on the Colorado River. We do a lot of like outdoors training, bungee training on the sand hills, and just different types of things that people are not accustomed to doing. Everybody can wrestle takedowns, everybody can hit mitts or do jujitsu, but you know what? What's going to make you more explosive at what you're doing? What's going to play catch up with you? And that's one of the things I told her. If we're going to train for this fight, we're going to do this the right way. You're going to get some world class training. Everybody, I would say about 95% of the people who train, they just train in the gym. And, if you train against Mother Nature, that presents a whole different thing for your mindset. And, the fight was only 26 seconds, so it was a testament to putting her stuff to the test. Her mental strength, her abilities. But even after a 26-second win, you still find ways, even after a win or a defeat, to make things better. So that's the thing. We got to build. We got to just keep building off every time we get in the ring. Got to
But I
learn.
mean, when you're talking about 15 weeks, was it okay? We'll train for this long, and if something comes up, we'll do it. Because it's not like you have a lot of
Nope.
times you have an event 15 weeks out.
I
You know?
started I started training her to get ready for something, and
Yeah.
then it presented itself. So I okay, now here we go. You guys switch. So yeah, so that's what wound up happening. It was a blessing in disguise. Somebody else had made a call wanting us to go, but I felt like it wasn't the time, because there's things that needed to be cleaned up, and even like I said, after 26 seconds, things still have to get cleaned up. It's a never-ending journey. You gotta you got to make sure that you can learn. You can learn from just any of it, win or loss. That's how I believe. You know, people don't think that you learn
Fight.
from that.
How many fights do you want her to do?
Amis, well, it just depends. I don't want her having a whole lot and then not having, I don't believe in having 20, 30, 40, 50 amateur fights. That's too many in MMA. And I know there's some guys that I know personally that would do stuff like that out of Washington State, and that's insane. That takes miles out of your body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just depends. Let's see how she behaves the next fight. Got to take it one at a time. But I'm just so happy for her that, she was able to prevail. And I don't know what's worse, though, when you beat somebody that's trying to be humble or when you beat that person that's trying to be humble that makes excuses. So next time I told her, you know what, just make a better exclamation point out of it. You know, you're not there to hear excuses or make excuses, because if we were going to do that, she had strep throat the week of the fight. Never said anything about it. That's just one of the things. You know what? You go in that fight knowing consequences. You know, something could have happened on this side easily, but thank God it didn't.
Yeah. Now, how to pronounce your name again? Tayde?
If you want to say it in Spanish, it's Tayde, but if you want to say it in English, it's Tayde.
Tayde. Okay. Yeah. The fight, like looking back on it, what were some of your feelings on it? I know it was short, but
Everything felt like it was going in slow motion. Everything. The whole fight from beginning to end. It was only that short, but to me it felt like it lasted a lot longer. I don't know. It felt like I was going, if you kind of call it like granny speed. We were like fighting like this.
now let me ask you something. The things you went through before, like, do you feel like it helps you to like persevere in now?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, because I think it's something people don't understand. Like especially kids or young people that go through these, that kind of stuff. They either have to pick it up or not. Like the ones who are ready to persevere can really persevere. Can you hear me? Yeah, they can persevere at a real high level, and then there's some they just let it break them. So I was interested in how you look at that because, you've gone through something, then you come back. It probably shows that you can persevere substantially.
I want to say something to Cap Combat Sports. He's saying, ahora es que vive la raza. Hey, guess what? We're all one. I'm not all about one color. I'm a proud Mexican, but I'm about everybody.
I think he might be Puerto Rican. I think he's from New York.
That's okay. That's cool too. I love Puerto Ricans too. I got my Puerto Ricans out in the boogie down Bronx too. I love them too.
Now, did you guys talk about, okay, when do we want to do another one, or is it kind of happens?
Sorry, one at a time.
Right. But I mean,
so we need a little bit of a break. Little bit. She's young, but a little bit of a break. Maybe March. But we want her to go. I want her to go to the Outsiders Museum first.
Yeah.
She's got to go see that. Todd took me there. That's my buddy. He's a legend.
Yeah. You can train in the drive-in in the parking lot. I don't know if you ever saw that movie that he's talking about, but it's kind of a famous movie.
What is it called?
It's called Outsiders, and it was like a lot of famous actors.
Wait, is that with the
Tom
Outsiders
in it, and Patrick Swayze, and
Swayze? Yeah.
Ralph Macchio. Yeah, and where I live, the lady who wrote the book is from my city, Tulsa. Essie Hinton is her name. Susan Eloise Hinton is her name. But they didn't think guys would buy a book from Susan Eloise Hinton, so they call you Essie Hinton. You know, on the book we'll put Essie Hinton. But they want the lady. And she wrote it. I think she's. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Yeah, she's a little bit younger than you. She was in high school. She wrote it in high school, and they made it into the movie later. You know, I think she failed creative writing or got like a D in creative writing. But anyway, they filmed that movie in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I'm from. And Adam is in my backyard, and him and I think the guy Aaron, real big guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that was
Marcus?
Hernandez. Yeah, Marcus. Yeah,
Marcus.
So a real big guy. And I said, "You guys want to go see the actor's house?" And I was like, he didn't know that it was filmed there. You know, he didn't know that any of that stuff was there. So I took him to all these different locations, and the house in the movie, it's still there. You know, like this guy from rap group House of Pain. Have you ever heard like Jump Around? Jump Around. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, he moved to my town. He's from New York, but he moved to my town. He bought the house. The house was falling apart. Yeah, they were going to destroy it. So he bought it. I think he bought it for $15,000, cheap. And he fixed it up, and he's got all kinds of pictures in there and jackets, and
Like a
it looks
museum.
the same. In the side, it looks the same now.
We thought we thought
And
take me to go fight hoses in the socks. We thought we were gonna go brawl.
yeah,
That was,
you should have her train in the parking lot of the drive-in.
I know that was such an experience over there. That was like the coolest ever.
Yeah, they do have some events. Don't think they have amateur events, but they have some professional events and whatnot here. Yeah. So did you guys fight in Alvin, or where did you fight?
Texas City. Do you know who Booker T, the wrestler, is?
Yeah, sure.
Arena.
He has his own arena.
Yes, he has his own wrestling arena where he does his shows on TV too. But the guys from Elevate, Chris Lopez, brought a cage in. Chris used to work with Fury Fighting, that's on UFC Fight Pass. He used to be their matchmaker, and now he's on his own with Elevate. Shout out Chris, Elevate, you guys rock. He has a nice show, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Review even.
And they have Fury there also. You know, that is right.
It's finally nice though to be able to fight at home. You know, it's been a long time. That's the blessing of it, man. Like it was so fun to have gym support there, because everywhere we go, we see other gyms. They bring their families, they have their shirts on, and for the first time in forever, we got to see that with our own gym. So it was so nice.
Now, is this something you think you're going to want to do long term, or
Yes.
you do?
She says it's like a tattoo. It's an addiction.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I mean, at that age, it's good to do it now. I mean, so.
Yeah, you don't want to wait till you're an old person, that's for sure.
So maybe March you'll do another one.
So like really, literally, so start doing some training. Reason why March is better, even at the end of February, because Christmas is right around the corner. I know what it's like to take guys to go fight after Thanksgiving and have to skip Thanksgiving meal, and it's like, no, we got to have some break and have our families, you know? It's very important.
Yeah.
I mean, now, unless they one day call us to say, hey, you're going to Abu Dhabi or something, then we're going to be like, okay, we're going to have Thanksgiving or Christmas over there. You know, it's a dream for anybody to go fight, just like Japan was for me. You know, now I guess Abu Dhabi's the new thing, but long live Japan MMA.
Yeah, I mean, that's always going to be an option, though. I mean, like I said, they're starting to open back up, so.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. I know we talked about some of the things you went through, but maybe when you first started training, like what did you feel like you were developing first, like technique wise?
Can I tell you first before I have to take a quick break? She was a bratty kid. I didn't like her. I
Yeah.
wanted on from my gym, but then she grew on me. She became like a daughter. Uh,
Yeah, a lot of kids like that can be that way. You know, it's just
grown on me though.
yeah, get used to it, I think. But when you were first developing, like, what game do you think you developed first?
I want to say after my first tournament, I have to say it has to be like the armbar. I would quickly just go into an armbar.
So you were playing a lot from guard and stuff.
Um, if I wanted to finish quick, I would just quickly do an armbar. I would stand, put my foot in the belt or put my foot in their stomach, and I'd swing for the armbar in the air, and it would finish like this. But if I wasn't trying to just go fast, then I would be on top.
Hmm. And so you think you're kind of developing the ground more than stand up at first?
Yes, at first it was more ground game than stand up. Definitely.
And this fight, when you went into this fight, was that kind of how you wanted to do it, or?
No, I didn't want to go ground at all.
Mhm.
Over time, I just kind of was like, ground kind of, it's not my favorite. Not anymore. I wanted to stand up and just fight, but um, I'm guessing during the fight, I hit her one time in the face with the right, and she like didn't want to fight up top anymore, so she went for a takedown. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll go for a guillotine. I got stuck behind the cage. I was like, man, I either am gonna get my legs ripped out from under me right here, because she already had it sunk in, or I can go for a ride. And I'm like, I'd rather go for a ride because then I could just slip out. So I started picking myself up and I was like, all right, let's go. I counted it out 3, 2, 1. I got slammed. I slipped out. I got the guillotine again and I sat her back down and I choked her.
Now, I saw some of your training, like he was having you do a lot of physical stuff. How good did you feel going into the fight?
I felt great. Besides the fact of being sick, like, if you ask me, the day before weigh-ins, I had 102 fever.
Mm-hmm.
So the day of weigh-ins, my fever was like not there, but it was like almost, when you're still at 99, about 100, and it keeps going down when you take medication.
Mm-hmm.
So all I need to do is continue taking the medication. So all the physical stuff you had me do, I was just ready. I'm like, you're either gonna hit me, you're gonna take me down, something, or something's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be fine.
But you felt like physically, your stamina and your strength, you felt
My
pretty
stamina
good.
there.
Yeah.
I felt it was there.
And so, like, what fight on the cardboard do you remember or no?
I was the second to last. I was the third to last fight. It was the co-main event and the main event that were after me.
Was it all amateur fights?
Yes, sir. It was all amateur.
So you think March is where it's going to be at as far as your next one would be?
I think March is gonna be where it's gonna be. March.
And probably the same event, or?
I have no idea. That's a question for my coach, but really, if he says March, then it's March. Whatever he decides on, that's when I'm gonna fight.
Now tell me about like Alvin, where you guys are at. Kind of what kind of place is it?
Alvin,
Yeah.
it's weird. When I first moved here, I mean, it's cool. I moved around a lot of schools. I've been to 13 different schools, so it's not like I was just basically in Alvin. I only stayed in Alvin to come to practice. So
What around so many schools for?
um, my my mom in particular, yeah, it
Like
was.
you're in, or?
So me and my mom, we were super close. It's a very, very strange relationship between me and her. Uh, she's a school teacher, so she would move around different schools a lot, and she'd tag me along with her. So
Mm.
every to say if she moved next school year, I was going with her. So
Yeah,
junior high, I went to a different school. High school, I went to a different school. And then elementary school, I moved around still.
yeah. My mom was a teacher too, so that makes sense. My mom's a librarian, though. I think most of the time, at least.
Mom's a coach.
Oh, like a PE.
Yeah, like a athletics coordinator.
Alvin, like, is it a big city or small?
Small town where everybody knows everybody, and if something happens, there isn't a person that doesn't know that it happened.
How many people are in Alvin, you think?
No idea. I want to say maybe 10,000, maybe more.
Similar to where I live. Like, I live on the outskirts of Tulsa, maybe about 20 minutes. But the town itself is very small. And the reason I came out here is because it's quiet, like nobody's around. So it's kind of like no crime, and
Yeah.
yeah. So it's kind of good as far as where to buy a house and all. Yeah. So Alvin sounds similar, but it's kind of close to Houston.
Yes, we're about, I want to say 20, 30 minutes, depending on the part of Houston that you're trying to get to.
What do you know about, this guy who got shot in Houston the other day? Did you?
Takeoff?
Yeah, like that place. Was it a dangerous place? I mean, it was at a bowling alley, but is it a dangerous area?
I don't remember. I don't recall. I saw it on my For You page, but I don't remember which area he was in. Was it downtown?
Yeah, I don't know anything about Houston.
So Houston, there's a lot of crazy people running around sometimes. Sometimes. It just really all depends on where you go. So I've heard that Third Ward is a place that you don't want to go into at night. Nowhere in Houston apparently you want to go to at night, but it just really all depends who you're with and what you're there doing.
Yeah, Adam, I was asking about this rapper that got shot in Houston the other day. I guess yesterday. Did you know about that?
No.
Oh, she knew about it. You see, I knew about it. You didn't know about it.
Hey,
Takeoff. He was from the band Migos, and he was.
I don't even know who the person is, but I saw it on like social media and whatnot.
Slim Thug.
But do you know anything about like
Rappers of Houston.
downtown Houston? Is that dangerous area or no?
downtown.
Yeah, it just depends if you're in the wards. Like, it can
They
get.
were at sort of bowling alley, but it's 2:30 a.m. and they're playing like dice games. I would assume it probably wasn't.
It was probably Dave Chappelle. Had a hand in the dice game, baby girl. Talk about 6
I
hours.
bought the place, to throw their own party, like kind of like a family venue outside of that. But they were just doing whatever in there,
That's crazy.
and a shootout happened. And like, yeah, you could see the guy had like his head blown out the back of his head. Like I don't know if y'all saw that, but
Oh, that's.
yeah, he was like the guy.
Mr.
I guess his buddy was like trying to pick him up. He had his
Top
brain.
murder like you. So when me and Marcus went, there's all kinds of spots of where things happened in the Pulse area.
Yeah, I was surprised they had the video on there because like that guy he got his head blown out big time.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. They'll put anything online nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? I want to say maybe a couple weeks ago, my friend was showing me a video that surfaced online of, I don't remember where this guy was. It was in Iran or some place in the Middle East
Yeah.
where they're chopping this guy's head off. And they have it on video where they're taking a butcher knife and just sawing his head off.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And I sat there and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, some of them pretty bad. I used to live in Saudi Arabia when I was younger. My father worked oil. He was an engineer. And they would behead criminals every now and then in this place called Dammam. But I never got to see it. But they bring them out, I heard. Like everyone knew when it was going to happen. And they just do it. And
I was telling her that you lived in Japan, Hawaii,
Yeah, yeah.
literally an encyclopedia for MMA, like old school stuff, and you, of course. But he was around all the big
But
time
in Arabia, they wouldn't saw on a guy. You know, they had a big sword. You know, they might hit him once or twice at the most, and that would be it.
No, this was like they were sawing the
Yeah,
guys alive,
and-
and I
yeah.
was like,
One of them was a big fat, kind of like a real heavy guy. So his neck, they had a hard time getting through there. Yeah, yeah.
the
That, yeah. Someone they kidnapped him, I think, in Riyadh, which is capital of Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that was when we first kind of went over there after the 9/11. You know, and I saw that it was pretty violent. The video was pretty violent. Yeah, yeah. They'll put anything out there, but this stuff last night, like I said, the videos are just sitting there like on Twitter and whatnot. You know, the guy had his head all blown out the back of his head. You know, this guy in Houston that I didn't know who the guy was, but apparently he's pretty famous. You know, if I was famous, I think I'd just stay in my mansion or whatever, not go play dice games with gang.
or plays dice games
You
inside.
guys have animosity that you have money, and you know that's what they're doing nowadays. These rappers, you know, you're already famous. You don't need to go hang out with these people anymore. You know.
nope.
Yeah.
You got to stay out of that
Mm-hmm.
environment if you want to stay alive and keep making success. You got to make some changes. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. Now, Adam, you know your gym. I know we had talked about this before, but like, when did you start it?
2005.
2005, and you kind of had it set up like as part of a church or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was a small room, and now it's grown. Here,
But how did that work when you had it as part of a church? Was it kind of like
follow me.
almost like a nonprofit of sorts?
No, it was a small little room in the church, and now look.
Are you still part of that location, or what? Did they give you more space, or
No. I went out
you
on
went
my
elsewhere?
headgears, gloves, guys. Let's go. No, I actually have opened up. I've been in this location. It's going to be 12 and a half years already
Mm-hmm.
that I've been in this location. And then I have that, and I've done some changes back here. Excuse me, guys.
Yeah, so you did just kind of like the regular gym at that point. You bought space.
Yep.
That's
So
pretty
now
good.
it's turning into like a real style factory to do the things that we love to do in here. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, is Alvin kind of reasonable as far as
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not like California.
yeah.
Like, I'm glad I don't live in California. Those guys could stay over there.
All
Joe
of,
Rogan, go home.
how many people live in Alvin?
I want to say probably like about a good 40, 50, about 50,000 or more. It's grown more. No, because they've expanded out towards Pearland. It's probably like about over 50-some thousand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Class 6A football. So that's big in our state. Class 6A is the biggest. It used to be 5A, but now it's 6A.
Yeah, they have that here too.
I'm going to pass her to you really fast. Here you go. Okay, guys. I want you to pay attention. Come on.
Let's see if I can get somebody in here for a moment.
Are you ready to find the couple?
But yeah, so let's kind of talk a little bit since he kind of left you with me here as
Okay, dude.
like what do you think you need to develop more after the fight you just had to the next one?
Everything from stand up to ground to basically any situation that I could possibly be put into, because everything needs work. I feel like I don't feel like my striking is this crazy kind of striking. I need to work on my striking all the time.
Enson, what's up, man? You decided to jump in here?
Yeah, you had to notice. I don't want to bother you. Go ahead and talk
No,
to
no,
Paul.
no. I was gonna. Hey, why don't you call Adam over so he can see this? Yeah.
What gym is
So,
this at?
this one's in Alvin, Texas, actually.
Texas. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Maybe you should go out there.
I used to live in Texas.
You did?
I used to live in Garden, Texas.
Right out on the mat. We're only working our hands.
So, Adam, I decided to
Oh
bring.
my God! Wow! Hi, Mr. Inoue.
What's up,
Such
man?
an honor. Such an honor to see you, sir. Wow! You're one of my heroes.
Right on.
You
Really?
are one of my heroes, sir. I got.
Thank you.
You know, I went to the fight with at the Neil Blaisdell Arena when BJ fought Gracie.
Enson.
And I seen you and I seen you sitting at the stands with Jean-Claude Van Damme and the K1 owner. I wanted to say hi to you so bad, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, you
And
should have, man.
and now I'm like right here, like you're in front of me, sir. Like that is just like the coolest thing ever. I said, if I ever get the opportunity to meet you, I would be so Todd. Thank you so much, man.
You were afraid of him, weren't you? Because he had a bad reputation back then.
Who did? He did?
Enson, yeah. He's
No,
kinda...
I loved it. He had the no, I loved it. I actually tell my guys, you know what? When you fight, be ready to die or kill somebody. Don't go in there with you have, you know what? Between you and Mark Coleman, he was my captain, my teammate. But between you guys, that mentality's forged in here for life. That's why, guys. This man right here is a legend of pride fighting.
There you go, man. No, I wanted to bring you
my
into
hero.
Fan of the old school Japanese, you know.
He's like,
so you train your fighters? Do you train your fighters like that with that mentality yet?
oh yes, this one just got out of there in 26 seconds. She said
Right
you
on.
would be proud of her, Enson. Mr. Inoue. Sorry,
Hey,
I'm having a moment.
I gotta come visit your gym one day then, man.
If you come visit my gym one day, sir, I would be so thrilled. I would make you the best barbecue. I'll cook for you.
He makes good.
Oh my gosh.
He came to my house and he blasted.
I came to Todd's house in Oklahoma and cooked for his family.
Oh yeah. He did.
Todd, dude, I
what
want to give you a hug for
What part of Texas are you at?
I'm right by Houston. Right by Houston, sir. Wow.
I have a history with Texas. I used to live in Garland, North Dallas.
Garland, okay, my cousin lives there.
And I had we had a big riot in downtown Houston at the YMCA.
Really? I know where that YMCA is. You should have called me. I would have helped you. I would have loved it. I would have been like, okay, what time? What time?
That rapper got shot in Houston last night?
Heard them like,
oh, really?
It's all over social media. Apparently he's pretty famous. But
start the bell back there, 1 minute rounds.
He got his head like blown all the way out the back.
What's your name?
My name? Adam. Guerra.
Adam. Okay, Adam.
I've gotten pleasure to fight in Japan too, sir.
You still fight?
Oh no, I'm 49 now. I'm too old.
I hear you, man. But I love the coaches that are still keeping that kill or be killed behavior, because right now in the fight world, it's like they're turning all into entertainers, and they're shit talk, and they talk a lot, but they tap out as soon as they get into trouble. So
you know what? Can I tell you a short story?
Yeah.
So Saturday, we're in the locker room, and my fighter's opponent was in there spying with her coach. And I waited about 30 seconds, and they're like just looking, mad dogging. And I just said, excuse my language, I said, what the fuck are you looking at? And they're like, I'm like, we can go take this outside if you want. We don't have to wait for the arena. Like, what do you want? Leave us alone. And then she's acting like she's a gorilla, but she taps she wants to be a man. Like, you can't be a man. You're a sissy. You tapped in 26 seconds. You got no honor. Die. Go to sleep. Kill
Hey,
me.
I wanted to ask you about Brittany Griner. You know, you went inside for a little while. You know, what did you think about Brittany Griner getting busted over in Russia?
Brittany Griner, the basketball
Yeah,
player.
what did you think about that, Enson?
Oh, that. Oh man, what did she finally get out?
No,
I got
no,
no. She's not coming out. She shouldn't come out.
they gave her 9 years.
That's not enough.
Whoa. What
Kamala
did she
Harris has
bring?
locked up people in California for more, just for
Right, right.
weed.
We're talking about foreign country. You know, Enson was in Japan when it happened. So I want his perspective as someone who went to Russia gets, you know,
That'd be like if
Well,
you're
what do you think about
I'm free.
well, bro,
I'm
you know
not
what I
kidding.
feel like? I feel like it's pretty harsh, but you know what?
He's,
When in Rome, man, you got to
he's
do as
like,
the Romans do.
he's the man. Look, I even got my hair cut like
yeah.
him.
But do you
You
think
know what
she
I mean?
that they
He
should
retired.
were you surprised that they gave her 9 years?
Look him up.
I didn't even know. I just found out now, and I am super surprised. 9 freaking years! Wow.
Because whether they gave you a year, right?
No, I didn't. I wasn't for 28 days, but in the trial, I got a 2-year suspended sentence with 4 years probation. So I only had 4 years of probation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think people understand, like Americans, you know, if you go somewhere like Japan or Russia and you do something like that, doesn't matter if you're famous or not. You're famous in Japan.
Lucky she's not in China. She'd probably be put to death.
Right.
Enson, look, we got something else in common other than that attitude for fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these Americans, they don't.
You know when I do seminars at gyms like that too, I discuss a lot of mindset because I have a totally different mindset, and one day I'll make it down. We'll make it down to your gym. We'll set something up, and I'll go down to your gym, and I'd love to be able to talk to your students because if you're training them in that mindset, man, I love that. I want to keep gyms keeping the martial art as a martial art, not entertainment.
So I'm going to do something real quick here. You guys come over here for a second. Come on, all of you, move. You think coach is mean and all that, but I'm not. This man right here is one of the top percentile toughest fighters that's ever graced the octagon or the ring of Pride Fighting Championships. This is Mr. Enson Inoue, and I call him Mr. Inoue. He's a pioneer of this sport, and Yamato Damashi, right? Correct?
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
That means in Japanese, you want to tell him, Mr. Inoue?
It stands for the spirit of the samurai.
This man is willing to die before tapping, and he's had some wars. You're going to Google him. That'll be your homework. This guy right here goes to UFC fights and stuff, but you got to look Mr. Inoue up. You will be very fascinated to say, wow, I just seen this guy. He's my hero. Definitely.
And
Carry on, guys.
Well, I'll make it a point to someday get to your gym, man.
That would be such an honor, Todd, dude. I think this is better than the Outsiders deal. Straight up, man. And I'm an Outsiders fan from a little boy. This is the back of my gym, Mr. Inoue.
You ever seen The Outsiders?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was filmed in my town, Oklahoma. A lot of those guys come here all the time.
Oh, really?
Go see Thomas Howell. So this guy, Danny O'Connor from the Raptors, he bought the home, the Outsiders home. And yeah. So he lives in this guy from House of Pain. He moved to Tulsa. And you can like go on tours with C. Thomas Howell, Ralph Macchio. They have like a Airbnb.
that Outsiders was such a freaking studded cast, man.
Yeah.
Right?
I watched a special on that with a producer say because he didn't know Matt Damien, Tom Cruise, all those guys are on it, but he said something about there was just some magic with these guys put together. There was some kind of magic that you just couldn't explain. But man, that whole shit, that's like all the boys that ran the freaking Hollywood shows for the like the
Mm-hmm.
who else was in there? Emilio Estevez,
Yeah. So I
Sharp.
took the house. I took him to the
Patrick
drive-in
Swayze.
theater where they had the big brawl. I took him there.
The park, yeah. The
That's
movie
Oh
theater,
shit, man.
the drive-through,
it's
all
also
that. You know, it was pretty. It was really cool that it was a surprise. I had gone to see a friend of mine's son wrestle from Oregon, and then Todd's like, "Man, come over, watch the fights," and then we ate at Todd's with his family, and then he's like, "Y'all want to go for a drive?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll get in the back of my own truck, and Todd, you drive. This is your town," and he took us all around.
True.
He took us all around. It was great.
they didn't know The Outsiders was filmed in Tulsa, so I said,
I didn't know that either.
yeah, I was like, I'll take you to all these spots. They're still here. The
Wow.
museum's pretty cool. They got all sorts of stuff in there.
Well, you
You know.
gotta when I go and visit you, Todd, you gotta keep me safe like I did with you in Japan.
Yeah, for sure. They
That's
also-
what's up.
He was
That
one
is-
of the most hated guys on the internet, and he
Oh,
had
I
like
don't
Remember,
death threats
You're
stuff
on
to
the
him.
you know what's so funny about that, Mr. Inoue, is I remember Todd being hated, but you know what? I just always wanted Todd to like me because people cared about me, and I'm like, we became really good friends. That I said, Todd, you know what? One day I want to meet you in person, and not only did I get to meet Todd, but I got to cut bread at his table. That was so cool, and
That's awesome, man.
it is.
Yeah,
Well,
man. Hey, but I gotta get back to my customers. But you know what? Nice to meet you. And if you're ever in Japan, hit me up.
What are you? What part of Japan are
He's
you in?
Why right
I'm
now?
right near Tokyo.
Near Tokyo? Okay. I fought for Masa Funaki back in the
In
day.
Pancras.
No, it was X1 Japan. It went under, but it was such an experience.
If you ever have any fighters fighting or anything, just let me know and we'll hook up for sure.
Thank you so much. And Todd, thank you so much. This is like, man, this is a birthday gift to me. My birthday was the other day.
All
Oh,
right.
happy birthday,
This
man.
is
Happy
what's
birthday.
up. Thank you, Mr. Clay.
That shop in Hawaii where he does his bracelets. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in and out. 4 times a year I come to Hawaii and just
Yeah.
open up my shop here. But other than
Show
that,
me
I'm always in Japan.
Show him the bracelets. So he makes these bracelets,
Nice.
out of stones and
I'm
what.
going to add you on Instagram, Mr. Inoue.
Yeah.
I'm under Guerra's House of Warriors, so you'll know it's me, Adam.
Okay.
I'm going to have to get one of those from you.
Yeah. Check them out.
Thank you so much and much success.
Hey, and props to running your school like a real warrior gym. True martial arts. Keep it real, man. Right on. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much. You guys be blessed, okay?
All right.
Todd, dude.
Okay, Todd.
Yep.
Shoot, man.
Here, guys, here's one picture. All right, guys, have a good night.
All
Yeah.
right, man. Shoot. Okay, Todd.